most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, welcome to the Bob and Brad YouTube channel produced by Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet. I'm Bob and I'm exactly one half of the Bob and Brad team, and I'm joined today by Jordan Trednick.
Close, yeah.
A nutrition expert.
Sure, we'll go with that.
She's got a master's degree in nutrition, so I think we can call her expert. And today we're going to talk about 5 of the worst diet recommendations, correct?
Yes.
So why don't we get started? Let's start off with number 1.
All right. Number 1, cleanses and detoxes. Let's give our little take on those. So
I don't know anything about it.
You don't know anything about it?
No.
I'll just kind of talk about it. So I'm not a big cleanse and detox promoter for several reasons. There's so many out on the market. And I wouldn't even know where to begin, honestly, to give you examples of some of the cleanses and detoxes out there that you can purchase, that you can do, juice cleanses.
The idea you're kind of sticking to one food for a while, or what?
Some of them are just like taking out meals in your day and replacing it with some sort of drink. Pre-made drink.
Really?
Yeah. Or, a celery juice cleanser. It is. My best way I can tell somebody to cleanse, honestly, is it's the same conversation I have all the time with nutrition. Just get rid of the processed foods, increase the number of vegetables that you're eating in a day, and that works as an amazing cleanse. Also, we all have livers. We're born with them, and the purpose of our liver is to detox our body. So I just
you're
don't...
saying watch the drinking or what?
No, well, I mean, yeah. But my point is, we don't really need extra.
Oh, the liver's doing the job already.
Liver's doing its job.
Just don't put it to too much work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So we'll just keep that one simple.
Sure.
There's not one that I would sit and recommend to people.
Yeah.
So.
All right, next one. Exercise will help offset your poor diet. So a lot of people believe that I'm going to work out a lot so I can eat whatever I want.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that is a big mistake.
Yeah. I have, I work in the nutrition industry, but also the fitness industry. I have over the past 10 plus years. And I have seen it many, many, many times where somebody goes gung-ho, starts an exercise program. Yes. They're in there every single day, busting butt, and nothing's happening. They're staying the same. Well, that's because they're not changing their diet. So I personally, if I were to put a percentage on it, I would say like 80 to 90% of your results are going to come from what you do in your kitchen, not in the gym.
I say this all the time, or Brad and I say this all the time. The best exercise you can do is push yourself away from the table.
I love that. Yep.
Because it really has way more of an effect. And sometimes working out a lot makes you more hungry and you eat more.
Right.
So,
yep.
It's a tough one to swallow,
yes.
But it's good advice.
Yeah.
Next one, the fewer the calories, the better. If I'm trying to lose weight, right?
Right, yes. Restrict. That's the society we live in. We live in a diet culture mentality society, and I don't agree with it.
Suffer with the diet, right?
Right. I actually probably, like, crazy as it might sound, especially females, and I don't know why that is, females versus males, but just in my personal observation, I see an issue of undereating more than I do overeating and causing somebody to not lose weight, to be quite honest with you. We could do a whole video on that,
sure.
And causing your body to go into starvation mode and all that kind of stuff. But the diet mentality of less, back down is not always the best way to go. And my big motto is focusing on nutrient density, quality nutrients versus take out.
Well, kind of a lifestyle too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to not just, I'm going to go on a diet for the next 6 months or next 2 weeks. And instead it should be, what am I going to do for the rest of my life?
Right.
And eat right and eat as much as I want to be able to eat, but just the right foods.
Correct. Yeah.
So, we should mention, by the way, Jordan is pregnant. She said that was okay if I revealed that.
Yes, that would be totally fine at this point.
Congratulations,
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Thank
Hope
you.
you've been feeling well.
Yes, I have.
Good.
Nutrition even more important now.
Yeah, and she works out like a fiend, of course. So I imagine you're getting a little tired by the end of the days now.
Well, a little bit more than I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like to admit it, but
she's a beast.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I hear this constantly. I still hear it from so many
Yeah.
people.
And I don't know what your view is on it, but I've done a little digging into like where that actually came from. It's really interesting. I encourage you guys to dig into it. But breakfast cereal manufacturers back in the day actually came up with this.
Promoted this.
Yep.
Absolutely. I saw the same thing.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Makes sense to me.
Nothing in our human biology that says we need to wake up and go to the kitchen right away and eat. So my advice for clients always is your first meal of the day should be when you're hungry.
Right. If you don't feel hungry to 11, sure. I mean, and then you're somewhat fasting.
Correct.
Right. Which I don't think you're against, right?
I am not. Intermittent fasting?
Right.
No.
Intermittent fasting?
Not at all.
We'll have to do a program on this.
Yeah. No, there's some very good research around that too. So
next one, this one, I've seen funny videos on this. Throw out the egg yolks. So you've ever seen that video on YouTube or Facebook where eggs were in, eggs were out, eggs were in, eggs were out. They went over the years and guy came back for the future and eggs were in, eggs are out.
It's that's one of the back and forth. That's one of probably the most controversial things in nutrition. Yeah. I've never thrown the egg yolks out, to be quite honest with you. From a nutritional standpoint, because that's what I'm going to speak from, that's literally where all of the nutrients are. Like nature does that on purpose. There's really little to nothing in the actual egg white. A little bit of protein.
And I've done that before where I did at one point take the egg yolks out and I ate the egg whites. And I was so hungry.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
It had where the whole egg really satisfies me.
And big reason for that, there's a ton of healthy fat in the egg yolk. And you're just a lot of it's super nutrient dense. Like we could probably live off eggs alone.
Well, I did my own experiment here and a little bit based upon your recommendations. You said it was okay that I eat eggs every day. And so I eat 3 eggs a day. And I just had my cholesterol measured. Perfect. No problem at all. And I've been doing it for 6 months. So I don't know what else it could be doing to me, but the cholesterol is fine.
There's plenty of other testimonials or other examples of people who have done that exact same thing. I think it's more so if you're eating egg whites along with a ton of refined grains and sugar where we could maybe have a conversation. But if you're eating a good, clean diet.
I am eating a clean diet.
Eggs are the only thing in there. I don't think,
Right. So that was the only thing I had changed. So for an experiment of 1, eggs were fine for me. Next one, red meat is bad.
I think we're going to ruffle some feathers on this one.
Yeah, we are.
Probably. Yep.
Yeah, you're going to upset some people.
Yes, we are. So I feel like every time, this is kind of like the eggs are in, eggs are out conversation. Mm-hmm. There's always some new headline about how red meat is going to cause heart disease. You're going to get cancer from it. You're going to get diabetes. It's linked to all sorts of stuff. It's in big news articles. You'll find it all over the internet. I haven't seen anything recently, which means there'll probably be something that comes up soon. There's a new documentary made on it, all sorts of stuff. One problem I found with looking into research with this is nutrition research is hard in general, but never is our studies like this. They don't isolate, you can't isolate red meat consumption alone. So they're looking at people who eat red meat have a higher risk of these. But what else are these people who are eating red meat doing in these studies? Are they smoking cigarettes? Are they drinking beer? What are they eating with their red meat?
The thing I've seen on the studies is their red meat was not sourced. Their red meat was they were taking in beef with antibiotics or whatever.
Yep.
So, and yes, in that case, I think you should not eat red meat.
Correct.
I don't think you should eat chicken. With chickens that are injected with antibiotics and absolutely, I think you're going to pick up some weird stuff.
For sure. And unfortunately, that's just not talked about. Red meat is all lumped in one category, but you can't compare red meat from a factory farm to red meat that's raised locally and not injected.
Nobody's done any studies on those.
No.
I can assure you. So
it's not bad as long as you choose the right good quality and know where it's coming from.
Exactly. And I think, there's probably moderation in most things too. Usually. We're going to give you a bonus one here. You shouldn't use vegetable oils use vegetable oils for cooking.
That's the bad advice.
The bad advice.
Correct. Yes. Back in the whole era of saturated fat causes
Yes,
heart disease, that whole
right.
thing.
Yeah.
Then we started to adopt polyunsaturated oils like soybean, canola, corn,
Yep.
vegetable oils, anything like that for cooking, and ditching any of those saturated fats, butters, and all that. So my problem with those oils is, first of all, they're incredibly highly processed. They all use, because I remember this is one thing I did get out of grad school. Some of it
Sure.
was garbage, some of it was really good information. But they actually extract all of those oils using a chemical extraction. I don't know if you've heard of that before.
I have
but
not known.
Anyway, so leaving chemicals as a major byproduct in those oils. Also, those oils are filled with like really high concentration of omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation in the body. Most of us, I think we can all agree, we want to promote a state
That's
of...
a big one right now.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing lots of the consequences of high inflammation in the body,
Yeah.
arthritis. Well, who knows what diseases it's it's contributing to.
Right.
So,
And that's one of the culprits, because unfortunately, all of those oils that I mentioned, if you take anything out of a package, if you flip over the package and read it, it's going to have one of those kinds of oils in it.
So again, soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, and
I recommend olive oil, avocado oil. I use coconut oil.
And I went with the avocado oil now
Mhm.
because upon your recommendation, and we actually even spray it on stuff sometimes.
Yep.
Now, just gives a little more flavor.
For sure.
So, doesn't the avocado oil burn better or something like that?
Yeah, the smoke point on it or whatever.
Yeah,
So
right.
olive oil doesn't have a very high heat point.
Right,
It can
right.
tolerate very low heat, or I use it
Yeah.
more for like salad dressings, things like that. But to roast vegetables at 400 degrees in the oven with olive oil is not good.
That's why we went to avocado oil.
Yeah,
based
avocado
on
or
your
coconut
recommendation.
can withstand heat. So
So, we could spend probably a couple days on this topic.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we thought we'd go over 5. We gave you a bonus for 6, but we're just touching the surface. Maybe we'll visit this again. I don't know, but we'd love to see your comments below. See what you guys think. We always like to hear from you, and if you want a topic that you would like this to go over as far as diet or nutrition, or as far as fitness, let us know.
All
Thanks
right.
for watching.
Perfect.